Hey guys, it's Kelly. We're reacting to surprising my girlfriend with a puppy. Now, I was confused because, you saw in the thumbnail it showed Jenny. I thought Jenny was Jesse's dog. Because if you remember when Jenny was introduced when we first saw her, it was supposedly like Isaac's dog, and Isaac gave her to Jesse through the mail and all that. So, I didn't know she was Ashley. It's a 23-minute video. Also, if you didn't watch Jesse's stream last night on Insta, Ashley's uploading a video tomorrow too from East Bumblefuck Day, so make sure you stay tuned for that tomorrow. But let's just get into it. 23 minutes.
It's Jenny, man!
God, this is the story of Jenny.
She's so little! Oh my gosh!
Because too, like another thing, Jesse was the one who named her and everything, so I thought it was Jesse's dog.
Aww, you're cute.
He said this was
I think it's safe to say that 2020 was a pretty dark year for everyone. However, for me personally, I had a light. And that light was Jenny's. Hi. Hi. I swear I'm not a dog mom. Literally have a shirt made for her. Guys, I realize as far as everyone knows, Jenny came through a mirror and is Isaac's dog, but yeah, you can't pull animals through mirrors. That's not possible. I feel like I gotta spell that out for some people. But not a lot of people know the real story of how I got Jenny, which honestly, it deserves its own video because it's pretty insane. I don't even know if Jenny knows how I got her because it was a whirlwind. We're gonna start from the very beginning, guys. Since I was a kid, I have always had dogs. Had a beagle named Betsy, had like a, what was it, like a Cocker Spaniel named Harry. Now these technically aren't my dogs, but it's like the family dog, so it's as close as you're gonna get, especially when you're a kid. We had a whole set of labs. We had Barney and Fred, freaking named after Flintstones characters. And then we had the set of dogs that you guys became more familiar with, and that's Ella, Luna, and John. Now growing up with dogs, it's like you're always accustomed to them. You're used to like giving them table scraps or just like cuddling together, hanging out, or watching TV. So when you all of a sudden don't have a dog, it starts to feel a little weird. And it seems like if you grew up with dogs, you're probably eventually gonna have a dog of your own. So growing up with them was like a huge impetus behind me getting a dog. However, it was really Ella. Ella was such a special dog to me. It was technically Jeffrey's dog. However, more often than not, pretty much every day for a solid few years, my parents would both go to work and Jeffrey would go to work as well. I'd be basically having a babysit all three dogs. We'd be like filming videos, doing random crap, just playing around. And I developed a really, really close relationship with Ella. You guys probably know her from old videos of mine. She was like one of my very first actresses. She was great to work with, by the way, believe it or not. And she just had a vibe about her that was like super comfortable. A little overweight, but hey, those.
She was just like such a lovable dog. I'm not saying like not all dogs are lovable, but you know what I mean? She just has a personality. Like,
the best dogs. There's more to love, right?
I love
we
that.
just kind of became best friends, and that's what a dog is. It's man's best friend. Unfortunately, the good times don't last forever, and in 2018, she got all these cancerous tumors and died literally like that. Yeah, I understand I just snapped, but this is it's just I just snapped my fingers. All right, we're out of this. No more series going on. All right, watching Ella again.
That's another thing he said in the stream. He has no interest in doing any series anytime soon. And if he was to do another MVE too, he wants to do on like another platform he would want to do on YouTube. So that's another thing he said in the stream. He's not looking to do any more series anytime soon. So guys, don't be asking about it or saying anything about it because he said in his Insta stream.
Put down after such a long relationship with her. Really kind of gutted.
But just, I'm happy about that, because I just like real life videos. Like I feel like it's always a series with Jesse, and it's like, they're nice and all, but it's nice to also just have normal videos for once, you know what I mean? Like, series are nice to know, they're fun, interesting, and
then kind of just close me off to, like, dog.
Another thing, too, real life videos, you guys have to understand, they're not always going to be interesting, because real life, like, take your lives, for example. Is your life's always crazy, or always have, something interesting going on?
In general, I'm like, this is miserable! It was as close to Marley and me as you could possibly get. When you watch a dog get put down, something so innocent and pure, and then you just see them go lifeless, it's just traumatizing. And that ish has haunted me into 2019 and into 2020. I mean, you never forget it, right? But Ella was only 10 years old. She definitely had...
That happened to me, but I only had one dog in my life. We got her, I want to say, maybe 2008. We only had it for a couple years, so I want to say maybe around 20, maybe even like 2007 even. But we only had it for, I'd say most of 4 years, maybe 5, but I think it was more like 4. But because she was older than me. She was my brother's dog, who was 8 years older than me, that brother. And my brother had her when he was a kid. So this dog was old. Her name was Pepper. And she ended up getting sick. We never knew what was wrong with her, but now we think she had cancer. And we had put her down. It was a sad day. We had put her down in 2010. We only had her a few years. That's the only dog we ever had. So it was sad. I remember that day. It was a Tuesday. And my sister was here too, Gloria. And my mom was telling me, because I had school, she told me that maybe she wouldn't have to be put down. But I now looking back, I knew this whole time my mom was just telling me that so I wouldn't be upset. So I remember I came home and found out and I cried.
A few more years left in her, so it's pretty unfortunate what happened. And what happened in 2019 was, as you guys know, I moved out of my parents' house. So I no longer had any dogs. I moved in here, and to be honest, it was generally pretty lonely. You know, Jeffrey came through. We had Scamp in the house. Jeffrey, you know, had to really kind of replace Ella to some capacity or fill the void. So he got Scamp. Scamp was great, don't get me wrong. But once I got my own place, I was like, I don't want the dog hair everywhere. Scamp, keep her over there. I barely saw her much. She's quirky, like in a funny way. It's interesting. The dog personalities are just like people. Like there's just different energies. Scamp's got a great energy to her, but there is something that just like.
The totally reinvented Always Ultra Thin Wicks gushes 90% faster and absorbs even more.
The lineup is leveling up.
We're bringing it back.
Basketball
Some
Wives
of the
all
ads on
new
certain
tonight at
videos,
8.
they're like, why are pads ad on the video?
Had that was hard to replicate. So 2019, 2020, I'm just kind of going through the motions, you know, videos are coming, but it gets lonely here, right? And I miss that connection and that dog connection. So then all of a sudden the pandemic hits, right? And Ashley and I are dating, I'm like, yo, look, you should come over here and we quarantine together, you know? It was like the new Netflix and chill. I was like, yo, let's quarantine, right? And so I told her, I was like, just let's have unlimited sleepovers, right? You're graduating college, just come over and just sleep over every night. She was like, well, look, if I'm gonna do that, I gotta bring my dog Mason. Now, I had met Mason only a small handful of times, and generally I was always, and this is somebody growing up with big dogs most of their life, the small dogs I always judged like a lot. I was like, that's a yappy dog, that's like a little poodle mutt. I don't want no little dog. Now Mason, for a littler breed, is a fat like he is a big dog. So I was like, look, if you gotta bring him, it's whatever. Maybe it'll be funny. Maybe we can get him in some videos, whatever. Little did I know, Mason's a savage. And I don't mean that in like he like gets around and he's crazy or whatever. He's like savage in a good way, in the sense like he does nothing. He just eats like 3 bowls of food, drinks bowls and bowls of water like a camel, and he just lays around and does nothing. But you could tell he's got a heart of gold. What I didn't anticipate was Mason brought such Ella vibes into the house and back into my heart, and I fell in love with him. Me and Mason got along famously. It's like we had known each other for a lifetime. It was great. Mason fit right in here, super comfortable on videos, and Mason was great. It was like, it was always meant to be. Then something pretty tragic happened. Ashley's other dog that was still staying at the parents' house, Bailey, freak thing happened. Have no idea what caused it. Even the doctors didn't know. Bailey somehow started suffering from this like anemia or some blood-related disease, and her body was like rejecting her blood or something. And we went to different doctors. I was like, yo, I was like, we gotta pay to get the best treatment. We took her into Philly. We tried to do everything. We tried everything we could. And Bailey, only being a few years old, like pretty much Jenny's age, passed away. Like suddenly, abruptly. It was pretty traumatizing, pretty sad. It was just up. So it was like, what is going on? Like, how is there nothing good?
Like I said, you know, no matter how your pet dies, whether you have to put them down or however it is, it's such a sucky thing, you know, because pets are like family, you know? Like, that's something some people may not understand. Like, your pets have pretty much become, like, a part of your family. Like, I know, like, we had, like, this Christmas stocking for my dog, Pepper. I remember that and stuff. So, like, it's a heartbreaking thing when an animal passes away. Especially that young, like Bailey was, only a few years old. Like, that's so heartbreaking. I hope she didn't suffer. I hope she wasn't in pain. It's heartbreaking. Because dogs are so nice, you know? That's the thing. Yes, there could be mean dogs, but I think people get confused. It's how a dog is raised. You know, dogs are not born mean. You know, dogs, like, people have this thing about pit bulls, thinking, oh, pit bulls mean. No. My sister and her ex, they had a pit bull. Or it was the ex's pit bull. And she was the sweetest pit bull ever. Her name was Callie. Loved that dog. She was so playful, so friendly. You know, because it's how you treat the dog, how you raise the dog. You know what I mean? And the environment the dog grows up in. Like, just with people. It's the same with people. you know, people grow up in a shitty environment, and a lot of times they're going to grow up and that's be bad people. I mean, not all the time, but a lot of times, you know. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. Like now, oh, pit bulls are bad. Yes, you hear stories, but that could be how pit bull are raised, or maybe, or whatever pit bull, you know, you don't know. I'm just saying, like.
You know, the doctors were baffled. They didn't even know. They were like, there's nothing we can do.
Not just dogs. It's not just a dog thing either. Any pet cats, you know, hamsters, birds, bunnies, you know, it's just a sad thing. You know, fish even, you know, I know people might not think big, oh, it's just fish, you know, but, you know.
I was like, what? How is this a thing? And so we were all pretty rocked. However, it got my wheels spinning. I'm like, we need something good. And Mason was good. That was my, like, smooth brain logic. It's like, Mason, we need good. Mason good. We need another Mason. So I realized after missing Ella for so long, Mason filled the void. But I was always jealous because Mason was Ashley's dog. I didn't know how long Ashley would be staying here. Turns out it's like semi-permanent. And I was like, dang, I kind of want what they have. Like, Ashley's giving him a bath and, like, they're all cuddled up like BFF, and I'm like, I want like a little animal that like follows me. It's probably the same thing with that one, a little human, a little version of yourself walking around. That's my face of like, wait, Jesse, are you trying to say like kids? No, guys, whoa, one thing at a time here, all right? I'm just talking about fur babies, okay? So finally, I think it was time for this young man to get his first actual dog. Like the dog that he would call his own, that would call me master. Reopen the deep wounds. Mason already reopened the wounds, right? So I'm like, I'm ready. We're about to embark on the Storyfire marketing push. I'm stressed to all hell. And I gotta say, honestly, maybe I should tell Jenny this, that thank you. She's just like, what the f? Thank you, Jenny, for existing. Because I get like super stressed all the time, and it's pretty miserable. And then like the grind is endless. You got the loneliness that I mentioned to where
I know it may seem crazy because, like I said, I've only had that one dog in my life, but it's not my fault I can't have a dog. I want a dog, trust me. I love the breeds I love. Honestly, like golden retrievers, Great Danes, even though they're big. I love pugs. They're cute beagles. I said golden retrievers. Even pit bulls are not bad, you know. I'd have a small dog, like, you know, because puppies are so cute and they grow into big dogs. I mean, even though big dogs are nice because they can be like guard dogs and protect you, small dogs too are not bad.
I'm like, you know what? F it. There's something about a dog like you that just simplifies everything and kind of removes like anxieties and stresses. Like, oh, she's a pain in the ass to like take care of. But for somebody high functioning like myself, or really anyone, I'm just like, chill. It's like innocence, right? I
mean, when you first get a puppy, it's gonna be hard because you have to train them and stuff. It's like a baby, you know. Not that you train a baby, but you know, teach baby how to sit up, crawl, walk. You know, be able to feed themselves, use the bathroom. You know, it's the same thing with animals. So animals and kids are really not that different. Like you get a puppy, you have to train them, teach them how to use the bathroom outside. Not that you really have to teach them how to feed themselves, but you know what I mean. Gotta train them like what to do, what not to do. You know. And basic commands like no and stuff like that.
Reminds me of being a kid. I'm like, oh, it's just, it ain't that serious. It reminds me to kind of like look at the little things, or as Ella taught me, to like stop and smell the roses. So I was like,
I mean, that's probably what I want to do. I'd get a dog that's really trained, because not that I wouldn't want to put time into that, but it's like, I don't know. I just don't think I'd be able to do that.
You know what, I'm finally ready. I'm getting a dog. Which is like a pretty big declaration, because like longer term commitments like this, if it's not the only long term commitment I've ever been good at has been YouTube, and that's it. Everything else I'm like a fart in the wind. The thought of like having a dog.
I'm in love again. With new secret dry spray. Stay fresh, people.
Was terrifying. I'm like, so I'm gonna have to watch them die. I'm gonna get emotionally attached to them over 10-15 years. They're gonna end up probably meeting like my future children. They're gonna be a family dog. They're gonna die in a miserable way. I'll be gutted. They'll never be able to be replaced. I'm gonna have to take care of them. I'm not gonna be able to travel. Oh, you got vet appointments, shots, all kinds of just bull crap. I'm like, you know what? It's freaking quarantine. What the hell else am I doing? Ashley makes it look pretty easy, and Mason makes it easy, so frick it. Here's the
I don't know. I'm like, I understand why people get their dogs neutered, like especially with females' dogs, so they can't get their period. But at the same time, it's like, you wouldn't do that to a child, you know. So that's the thing. I'm kind of weird about that. Like, I understand it and all, but it's like at the same time, it's like, come on. Like, I understand like with the female dog is the pair, but male dog is not really that necessary. I mean, if it's a pet, like I understand if you have another female dog, but if that's the only pet you have, then is it really that necessary to put the dog through that pain and stuff? Because surgery is a painful thing, you know, and then you have to wear the cone and stuff, and money and stuff.
Kicker right here. I think the master breed is a Cavachon. For those who don't know, it's King Cavalier Spaniel mixed with a Bichon. A weird combination of dogs. Reminds me of the Dumb and Dumber joke that's like, what do you get when you cross a bulldog and a Shih Tzu? A bull. And then he's like, he's like cracking up. There's just so many weird breed combinations. I never heard of this one. I'm like, I don't know about that. But the cool thing is, they're super easily trainable. Very smart. They're lap dogs. And this was the game changer for me. They're non-shed. So whereas growing up and just in that Ridgeway house, I would have hair everywhere, just caked over my entire body. I'd be doing insane in my bedroom and the hair coming off of my face. I'd be breathing into my lungs. I'd be doing push-up position or like downward dog, ironically, and dog hair would be like flowing into my lungs. And I swear there is like a pile of hair sitting in there in the bottom of my lung hole. But this Mazadenya Baba Beats. Oh, yo, you're going back into the hub. We're going back. All right, she's calm. She's calm. Once I heard the non-shed, I'm like, let's go. I immediately went onto Google. I was like, Cavachon puppies, where they at? For whatever reason, Ohio is like the ultimate breeding grounds for puppies. But I clicked down into the Cavachon category, and there's nothing listed. There was like a few inbred dogs in there, and I'm like, nah. I want like the princess. Actually, I didn't want a princess. I just wanted like a perfect dog. So I'm checking every day. I'm doing it. I don't know that Ashley was fully aware I was like obsessively checking daily. I was like refreshing it like freaking YouTube analytics. And then all of a sudden this one dog pops up. I was looking for a very specific color scheme. I wanted white, black, and brown. I've envisioned it. I just want like a kind of a mutt looking, like all kinds of cool colors and styles and whatnot. And I found her. I wanted a girl too, because a guy girl, that's the kind of relationship you want. And I found her. Her name was Lily. She's right here. Look at her. You gotta look for the vibes, right? Look at her. You can see the side eye, a little bashful. She's got
You know what's crazy? My grandmother's dog's name was Lily. She unfortunately passed. I have a picture of her right here. Look, grab it. You guys have pictures of Callie and Pepper too. They have dogs I was talking about. I have to dig them out. But if you guys want to see that one day. But that was Lily. She was I forget what type Wesley. She was a Wesley. She just recently passed. I had to put her down. She was sick. But yeah, that's Lily for you. It's my grandmother's dog.
Temperament. I want something sweet, cute, innocent, pure, angel, and
I'm not trying to, you know, again though, see another connection. Grandmother's dog named Lily. He was wanted a dog, and her name was Lily. Another thing too, he has a non-Robin and I have a non-Robin, so that's a little crazy too. Look, guys, I know, I understand it could be a coincidence, but at the same time, there's so many other things I have in common. I've made videos about it, and I understand you guys are sick of hearing it, but it's just crazy to me how many things, like, coincide with our lives, you know, how our lives kind of coincide different things, you know, it's just, like that one where he tried the, KSI and Logan Paul drinks, remember that review video, like, a couple months ago? He was saying how he doesn't like grape-flavored things, some of them is grape-flavored things, and I hate grape-flavored things. And I've never met anyone else who doesn't like grape-flavored things. So that's crazy to me.
And I was like, oh my god, she's got the color scheme. Her name was Lily.
I know it, I keep talking about it, but I just can't help it, especially when things connect, like right now with the whole Lily thing. Like, this is Lily.
Love the name Lily. She's like a little flower. The whole bit was like, stop and smell the roses. She's a flower. The colors. She was going for like $1,000 or something. I'm like, yeah. And as soon as I would like go to like add to cart, like it's Amazon wish list, I'm like, that I don't want a dog. That's a responsibility. I don't want it. No. Sometimes I get these ideas in my head that are ridiculous and then I regret them later on. I get very kind of pie in the sky. I'm like, wow, having a dog would be great. But then I think like in reality, I'm like, wait, no, Jesse, like keep your independence. You will have to be the slave to this dog. And so I was just like, I kind of talkked myself out of it. The dog was sold the next day. I cried. No, I was pretty distraught though. I was like punching the pillow. I was like telling Ashley, I'm like, look, I was trying to get a dog and I f***ed up. Lily was the one that got away. I still swear by it. I wish you were Lily. It was unfortunate, right? You should never hesitate, guys. If you know you got the one, pull the trigger. I knew I had her. Up. So it didn't deter me. I was like, maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe I just shouldn't.
Guys, like, I'm not trying to, I know I may sound crazy, and I get that 100%. But it just, there's just so many, these are little things too, not like always major things, but I don't know what to make of it. Like, why? And like, every time I think about moving on from Jesse, being like, okay, you know what? He's with Ashley, they're cute together, whatever. I can let go. There's always a part of me that always pulls me back saying to not let go. You know, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's a sign or something.
We get a dog, and I was kind of put off for a bit. Maybe a week or so goes by.
Blows my mind because I've never felt a connection to another human being like I do with him. Obviously, you know, it's different with family, but you know what I mean? Like, there's been other people who I've had crushes on before, but I've never had such a connection to someone else like I do with Jesse. Like, all the things we have in common, I've never found that in someone else. But then again, I mean, it's not like I went out of my way to know other people's interests, but I'm just saying, it's just crazy to me.
I'm like, Mason's looking extra cute one night, his big and juicy, and I'm like, you know what, I want one of them. So I go back onto the website. I'm like, I'm looking at puppies I'm not even interested in. I'm just like a...
Oh, wait, is he just talking about like surprising Ashley? Because
imagine life with a puppy. I'm like, wow. I'm looking at breeds I would never, like a pug. I'm like, wow, that pug's adorable. Look at the eyes on that thing. I don't even like pugs. I think they're hideous. But like in that moment, I was like, I'll take a pug. Cute. Like, I'll take anything.
I mean, I know pugs are kind of like weird looking, but they're cute.
That's when I find her, Jenny. Her name was Jennifer. That's right, on the listing her name was Jennifer Jenny. I didn't even have to make it up. And I saw her, she didn't have the brown color scheme. She didn't have brown in her hair. She had in her hair later on. But she had the white and black, and I liked how it looked on her face. And she had these little dots and everything. And I'm like, she's adorable. But more than that, you can look in her eyes, you're like, oh, that is the sweetest, most innocent dog ever. It's like a little kid when the grandma's like, good.
I can't with her. See Jenny, I'm like, oh, she's so freaking
Beautiful hair starts at the scalp with exfoliating scalp scrub. Supreme by Head and Shoulders.
Dog gloves right there, you know how.
Gucci.
She's adorable.
Telling how I got you, how I stole you from that lady. So the listing is immaculate. I think she's going for like $1,000. I'm like, all right, this is Lily too. And I felt the icy tinge of regret after I didn't buy Lily, so I'm like, I have to buy Jenny. But I get to that point of pulling the trigger and I out. I'm like, nah, freedom over doggo. No, I'm like caving in right now, not happening. I'm gonna stay doing my YouTube thing. If I get a dog, I'm not gonna be able to make YouTube videos. My life's gonna be all about this. So I didn't buy her, and she got sold. I'm not even kidding. She literally sold to somebody else. And oh my God, was I pissed. I was like, not again! I was like, this is the second time this happened. I'm like, how? I made 2 of the same mistake. I started freaking out. I'm like, I'm a scumbag. I'm done. And I was like, I'm never gonna have a dog again unless it's Jenny. And I declared that moment, I'm like, I will get this dog. So all of a sudden, I don't know what the crack I was smoking. I literally called the number that's listed for the dog and I said, hey, is Jennifer still available? In this point in time, I already had in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, we're at the 2-year anniversary of MVE. Isaac, the song from the Killers, Jenny was a friend of mine. Jenny could be Isaac's dog. I can send her through the mirror. My brain had already concocted all these stories and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. And this is her name. It's meant to be. All kinds of universe crap. So I told him, I was like, I didn't tell him all that, but I was like, yo, is she available? He was like, no. She sold yesterday or something. I was like, okay. Can I have her? He's like, no, it's sold. We have other Cabochons. We have this ugly boy named Thomas. I was like, no, I want Jenny. He's like, well, sorry to say, but she's already sold and she'll be going to the owner in like a couple days. They'll be coming to pick her up. I was like, I'll give you, how much was she? He's like, $1,000. I was like, I'll double that right now. $2,000. He was like, look, I can't do that. Like, she already bought it. She's very excited to have this dog. It's like, I was like, I'll give you $3,000, sir. Good sir, I will triple the price of that dog. I will PayPal you right this very second.
That's kind of a messed up thing to do if someone might buy it. But I get it. Like, he wanted a dog so bad, but at the same time, it's like, I'd be pissed if that happened to me. Like, I bought a dog and all of a sudden I found out someone else offered to pay more. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
If you don't believe me, There was silence on the other end of the line. He says, yeah, we can make that happen. I'm going to call the new...
What's the timestamp?
Right away, sir. He pretty much said right away, sir. He's like, I'm going to call the other owner and let her know that she's no longer available. Thank you for your business. Yep, you can send it to this email address, and yeah, you can pick up the dog in a couple days. Thank you, bye. And just like that, I can only imagine he like calls the woman up, and I think it was this elderly woman too, so I completely just jacked Jenny away from this elderly woman.
Wait, an elderly woman? So I get that, because why is an elderly woman you want a dog? Like, again, everyone just always talk about, you're old, like, especially, like, with elderly, you know, they can go at any time. I'm not trying to be mean, but come on. Like, what if, God forbid, you have the dog and then, like, the woman has dog for you and then she passes, like, God forbid. You know what I mean? So it's like, and plus, how is an elderly woman going to take care of a dog? Take it for walks, feed it and stuff, play with it. Like, that's the thing with dogs. You know, you got to play with them. You got to take them for walks, take them out, clean up after them.
And it's probably like, hey, Jenny's no longer around. She's like, what?
I'm not trying to say
I love
people
that. But like, yo,
can't
drop $3,000. That's right, guys. So the crazy piece of this is, if you want something bad enough, you got to pay the price. And it might not always be money. Sometimes you just got to work really hard, sacrifice a lot. In this situation, it was like, I had to literally buy 3 dogs worth just to get this one dog. So she better be extra special. And she is. So I locked her down, and I felt pretty good, but then obviously there was that part of me that was like, what have I just done? How was I gonna get to Ohio in a short period of time? So that's when I enlisted longtime fan and friend, Brandy. You guys have seen her in previous videos. She actually is a dog breeder, and she really sells a lot of like golden doodles, which are another non-shed breed. And I asked her, I was like, hey, would you be able to go pick up Jenny, my dog, and look after her till I can come meet you and we can pick her up? And that's exactly what happened. Now, I actually didn't tell Ashley that I stole Jenny from this elderly woman that I bought a dog. So I wanted to surprise her. Remember that she had just lost her smaller dog, Bailey. So I thought, oh, maybe this would be a cute surprise. So I just told Ashley, I was like, hey, let's go on a cute little date, some random park like 4 hours away called Tenley Park. And I was like, I'm gonna vlog it just for personal reasons. So that brings us to the moment, the very special moment in Tenley Park, where I surprised Ashley with Jenny, and it was our first time meeting in real life.
It's actually one of my personal videos, Ashley. These are just for memories.
Yeah.
Just for memories. It'll go in the BTS vault with all the Storyfire stuff. Sometimes it's important.
So it won't be personal forever.
I don't know. Sometimes it's important to have a personal moment, right? To have some time to unwind and stop all the craziness. It's been 2 years. It's just my virtual escape.
Oh my God, is that Brandy?
That's not just Brandy.
That's me.
It's Jenny, babe.
Oh, stop, I'm gonna make me cry. Sit her down.
Jenny!
Jenny! Oh, she came right to you! Oh my
I want a dog so bad.
This is my niece Carissa.
Hey, Jessie. She's so little.
She is
Oh, wait, Ashley's crying.
sorry. Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Oh, she's peeing. Look, that's
Hey,
girl.
Look at you. Oh, yeah, you're so little.
Yeah.
That's right, Doc.
She's so little.
So little. I was looking up videos of Cabochons at 8 weeks old, and they looked bigger, but the parents aren't registered, so.
No, it sounds
I don't know why I'm crying.
It's my new puppy,
man. You know,
babe.
meant to be. That's what I was
My dog. So cute.
4 minutes.
When did you get her? When did we get her? Or when did you get her?
Yeah, Brandon and I have been doing some dealings on the side here.
Right,
so.
yeah.
It got to be a bidding war of some sorts.
Right, yeah, it was kind of crazy.
It was like after you left, it was like a week ago, and I was like, shoot, I want this dog. And then I went to, I asked Brandy like what the status was, and she was taken.
Oh, she was at that point.
And then I told Brandy, I was like, yo, can you like talk to the guy and see if we can get a deal? I was like, I'll pay extra.
Oh my God. Yeah, you paid a lot extra, didn't you?
Yeah. I was like, I paid like a premium, but the guy actually let me
good girl.
have her. And then Brandy's just been watching for the last few days, sending me updates.
Yeah, you meet like the day after I got her. I was like, I want her for like a couple days. Come on now.
She's like a little cow.
Oh, she's pooping.
That is a good girl. Her first poop I've seen. She's so little. I'm like in shock. Cause like the videos don't do it justice.
I know. When I saw her, I was like, dang.
What?
Little. And you know
what?
She's the best puppy, and I breed, and she's actually like one of the best puppies.
Really?
She's so good.
Oh, you still got poop hanging out of your butt.
Oh,
That's my girl. Poor Ashley. Ashley genuinely had no effing idea.
No. I was like, who is this walking up?
I like how you made the connection. You're like, wait, that's Brandy.
Yeah. Wait, what the? I said to just plop the puppy on her stomach.
Yeah.
Plop it down.
Yeah.
But then she saw. I was like, dang.
Yeah. So I was like, there's no way you guys could get super close without Ashley being like, what is going on?
No.
Oh.
She's still pooping.
Wiping on the white sheet. It's fine. Yeah, Mason. How big was Mason?
He was
like
double
twice
this
it.
size.
Really? This is gonna be such a small cabochon. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Well, how old is she?
It's like 7 weeks, 8 weeks or something.
Cause I got him when he was
8 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So I got him when he was like 8 weeks.
Double the size. Dang. Oh my God.
Still pooping.
She's still mid poop while frolicking. She's gotta wipe it on the grass.
Did you get it out? No.
No.
Still pooping. Oh my gosh, she's so little. She still hasn't. I think she's like done, but it's just stuck there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have napkins in that box.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab that.
Yeah, go grab them.
Get to wipe my baby's for the first time. Let's go. I feel like I'm like the resident mother of like Luna, John, Ella over the years. Finally time Jesse gets his own Doge.
Yep.
It's long overdue. I'm gonna leave this camera. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this footage ever. But oh, there's another dog randomly. But this is a real moment. Yeah, right? Sketch coming down here is like so perfect though. It's like money, guys. Oh, we'll see you. We'll see you again. Brandy's here. Oh, she's got Rona. She's got the Rona. Oh my God. Jenny, we're home.
Puppies, I just like can with puppies.
Hey, little angel. Good morning. It's time to go see you home.
You ready to get up?
Time to see your forever home. Jenny, come. Kisses. Kisses. Jenny's kisses. Okay. Kisses? Yeah, Jenny's. She's a good girl. Love each other to death, and don't forget, keep it rigid. Bye!
Say hello to...
Like, it's not the video I expected to get from Jesse today. Like, wow. Like, I know he said something life-changing. I was like, I hope it's not bad. I was going through over scenarios in my head, like, what it could have been. You know, like, oh my God, what could have happened? Like, I was like, could someone have died back in 2020 just never talked about? Like, I was going through literally all these different types of scenarios, because, you know, but, so, I guess the title was a bit misleading. I was like, because I was confused when I was like, I thought Jenny was Jesse's dog. But I guess it is, guess that she didn't know that Jesse bought the dog at first, but Jenny is adorable, love her. I hope to one day have a puppy of my own. I want a dog so bad. They're so adorable, so friendly, you know, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tomorrow's video will be of Ashley's East Bumfuck vlog, which if you don't know, pretty much East Bumfuck Day. My town does it too. It's like a town thing where they have like, I don't know what you consider like a fair or a festival. They have booths and stuff and activities, food, probably little booths that they sell things at. I think it's just like a thing where people from the town come and maybe get to know each other type thing. I don't know. It's just like a little town celebration type thing. My town does it. I went to one once. It was but that's pretty much, I believe that's the same thing, East Bumfuck Day. If you remember back in 2017, he did a vlog. He went to East Bumfuck Day as Isaac, if you remember that. But yeah, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. Then I don't know what's going to be happening for Wednesday. Like I said in yesterday's video, I encourage you guys to watch my old videos on days I don't upload. because, you know, I have so many videos on my channel, so many playlists. I'm sure you guys haven't watched all my videos, so I encourage you to, because it kind of helps me out too to get views on some of my older videos. And just, yeah, that's what I do with YouTube, is I watch old videos of them. But yeah, I encourage you guys to let me know what other types of vids you want to see, because I need video ideas. But I love you animals so much. Follow me on my socials, follow Con Insta, subscribe to Josh, subscribe to Toys_Juggy, subscribe to Dan, subscribe to Jacob, subscribe to Caleb, subscribe to Colin. Guys, please subscribe to me. Please like and please comment. Also, I know you guys like when I pause the video when I have to talk, but as you can see, it kind of makes the video longer than I'd like it to be. It's just kind of my fault because I talk a lot, but at the same time, it's like, so I'm sorry about that. It's something we have to deal with, but I love you animals so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Let's do this at the same time.